So good evening. My name is Dave Gagne. I'm the town administrator here for the town of West Bridgewater. And I'm going to bring to you a preview for the upcoming Board of Selectmen's meeting, which is scheduled for October 3rd, 2018 in the Board of Selectmen's meeting room. First on the agenda will be our Boston Post cane ceremony, which ceremoniously says, "Congratulations to the oldest resident in town." So that person will be here along with her family. And then after that, we will have a recognition for our long-term police officer, Kenny Thaxter, who is our DARE officer and is our new school resource officer at the school as well. After that, we have two public hearings. One is going to be a revocation hearing for Auto Drive 1, which is an auto dealership in town. It's come to our attention that they've been closed for a substantial period of time, and as a result, we will now revoke, or I will ask the board to revoke their license. And then after that, there has also been an incident that was raised at a previous selectmen's meeting with the Nara Hookah Lounge. So the Board of Selectmen will be holding a public hearing in reference to that issue. The Historical Commission will come back at 7:45, and they have a couple of requests. Our very able town moderator, Mr. Jim Benson, as many of you know, unfortunately passed away earlier in the spring. And as a result, we are going to look at doing a couple of things to be able to honor him and his longtime contribution to the town. The subcommittee to appoint the Finance Committee, along with the Finance Committee, will be present as well, and our town clerk, Annie Iatelli, and we'll have a joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen, because unfortunately, the way our bylaw is written right now, our subcommittee and our Finance Committee is dependent on an active moderator in order for it to be appointed. So we're going to have to make some decisions as to what we're going to do, and then we also are potentially going to discuss whether or not we want to change our bylaw going forward in case an unfortunate incident like this occurs again. After that, the town clerk will then address the Board of Selectmen with a proposed policy that has to do with the polling stations during town elections. And then she will also ask the Board of Selectmen to sign the state primary warrant, which basically is a fancy term for the ballot that everybody votes on in November. She will also provide the board an update on early voting, which will be available this year. And then the Berwick Boys Car Show will be before the board, just looking for them to approve their one-day entertainment license, so that way they can have a car show on October 14th. There's a site plan review. Many of you may recall there was an old wicker furniture on South Main Street on Route 28 that has been unfortunately closed for a handful of years, and so the owner is looking to be able to redevelop that property. And after the board approves and accepts its minutes, it will then consider a carryover of vacation request from one of our water laborers. In the bylaw study committee, which was reappointed last meeting, there is 2 vacancies, and we have at least one applicant for one of those vacancies at this point. That will be before the board for their review. And then we have also in the office have worked on updating our alcohol policy, and that will be before the board for their review as well. Under my report, I will inform the board that 2 requested bylaws have come in. One is to mandate or somehow regulate trailers in town, and then the other is in reference to wind turbines as well. So I will provide an update to the board that those have come in, and then I will pass that along to the bylaw study committee for their review. Last year at town meeting approved a little over $12,000 to restore all of our memorial plaques at the War Memorial Park, and then also to move the one that was here at Town Hall over to War Memorial Park. So that's basically an FYI to the board to let them know that project has been finalized, and also that the East Center Street and East Street lights is coming to close as well. There is a couple of requests for people to use town-owned property, and that'll be before the board as an FYI. I've already signed off on it per our policy. And then I will provide the Board of Selectmen an update on our net school spending, which basically is the formula for whether or not we have committed to our obligation per Massachusetts rules and regulations for our local funding of schools. I will also provide an update to the board about where we stand with our municipal aggregation. And lastly, to let them know that a permit, which is called an MS4 permit, required by the federal EPA by October 1st of every year, that we've spent this summer working on it, and that we have filed it in accordance with federal law. After that, we will then go into executive session, is that there is now a pending lawsuit that has been levied against the town. As always, the board normally meets on the first and third Wednesdays of every single month. Again, they will be doing that on the first Wednesday this month of October. They always meet in the second floor at the town hall in their meeting room chamber. It is a public meeting. You are more than welcome to attend. Thank you very much and have a good evening.